Right, so on a video I took the car out for a drive and I mentioned I was going to try some cheap coilovers on the Nova. Now I can't find any reviews for this brand, Max Speed Racing, on a Nova. There's plenty for like the BMWs and that. They don't get the best reviews, but I'm going to test them out for you on my car. So we've got full set. Honestly, I don't know why they get such bad reviews, because they do look really well made. I did have them on my Subaru and they were far too hard. But on the Nova, well, these are actually for a Corsa B, but they will fit a Nova. They're adjustable, you can adjust the stiffness. There's a little bit on the top here you can just turn. So we're going to fit these on, but like I say, I will keep the suspension that's on the car now, and we'll see what these are like. Hopefully they're not as hard as what they were on my Subaru. So we'll move the car and we'll get cracking. I think I'm going to start with the front. We'll start at the front, then we'll do the back. If that's not a lesson when buying a new car to check the wheel nuts, then wheel nuts were honestly not even tight. Good job I'm doing this. And this wheel's tiny. I feel a bit silly taking the suspension off because it's actually Bilstein suspension on the front. But like I say, I will keep it. I will keep it. We'll get a spanner for 2 seconds. It's coming off easy, this, mind. Absolute piece of cake. Put them bolts somewhere safe. Right, we'll undo them top nuts. Right, I'll undo this nut. And then this chocker should just drop away. Just like that. Right, now we need to set the height for these. Let's have a look at this one we've took off. Before I put this shocker on the car, I'm going to fill it full of copper slip, because if I ever want to do something with it in the future, like adjust it, it's easily done. Then you just screw it back on. I have put loads of copper slip on here, by the way. Right, let's put this back on. We'll put it in, we'll put the 2 nuts on the top, then we'll put the bottom bit on. And that one. You don't need to go massively tight with these, there's not really any weight on them. Right, then we'll get our nuts that go on the hub and into the shocker. We'll just get a bit of copper slip on them. I always put copper slip on all my nuts and bolts. Then we'll lift this hub up so it goes into the shocker. Right, now while we've got the bonnet up, the speedo isn't working on the car, like the speedometer, so it's just a little cable down here, so we'll connect that. This here connects to, just down there, you see that little white thing? So that should just pop onto there. Right, I think that's about as many turns as I can get on with my fat fingers. Hopefully it'll hold on. If it doesn't, we'll get on a ramp, we'll do it properly, but that should do for now. Let's get the coilovers on the back. Really, I want to avoid jacking it up on the beam because it's easier to get the springs out that way. I'll get a bit of wood, we'll put a bit of wood on, we'll jack it on the sills. If you're jacking a front wheel drive car up, right, always put the car in gear, because you're taking the back wheels off the floor with the handbrake, and if you put it in gear, it kind of locks the front wheels a little bit. So we'll use some of this wood, hopefully it will not crush the sills. Right, now I think if I carefully lift this car, it's kind of balanced on that front wheel and the jack on the back corner. So I think if I carefully lift the car, honestly it weighs nothing this. We'll put that under the sill, we'll put this bit of wood in. That is on the sill. Right, that's secure. The beam on and over is like one long bar. So if I undo the two shockers at the top, the beam should drop down. We'll slip the springs in. So you might be thinking, why is Adam taking Bilstein suspension off his Nova? Listen, I want it lower, and I can swap this suspension over in about, I reckon I could do it in less than an hour, change all four shockers back to the Bilsteins if I want. So it's not a big deal to swap it over. So I've put the two axle stands under the car, I've got the jack, just going to have the jack just touching the beam, then we'll undo the top bolts, we'll go from there, we'll just lower the beam down, then the spring should just drop out. There we go, there's one spring out. The new springs are absolutely tiny compared to these ones. You see the difference? All the springs are on. I've kept the original Bilstein shockers on the back. I think this is going to look slammed. What do you reckon? I think that could be too low. The exhaust is hitting like mad on that rear beam now. Right, we'll take the car for a drive. I just want to quickly fit these new plates I got from Retro Plates on Instagram. It's an old style lettering. I think they look better. Obviously we'll put the yellow one on the back. Right, now if you're drilling reg plates, you're always better off drilling the plates from the back so it doesn't push the sticker off as the drill bit goes through. So we'll just line them up. Take this plate off. Can you see the difference in the letters? The bottom's the old style letters. I prefer the old style letters on an old car. You might not be able to tell, but I can tell. I can always spot an old style reg plate. Second hole. Right, come on fellas, we'll go for a drive. See what the coilovers are like. Off the bat, right, I haven't set like they've got the little adjusty things on the top, I haven't set them yet. So I don't know if it's on hard or soft or what, but there's no rattles. Well, sorry, the coilovers aren't rattling. The exhaust is absolutely knocking its tits off on the rear beam. I'll see if you'll hear it when we pull up to these lights. It's getting dark, so I don't know how much of this you can see, but we'll find out there. But see if you can hear the exhaust. Stop rattling there. I think I'll have to investigate that. I'm hoping I can just like shorten the exhaust between the engine and the beam, and it'll like there's like a hoop and like the beam's there, and I might be able to sort it out. But I'm getting stuck here. Let's go. It's a good job, this is not a daily driver. If I was 17-year-old, it would not bother me rattling around in this. But when I'm older and a bit, like nearly 40, I don't want to be driving something like this every day. I would have loved this when I was younger. Absolutely loved it. I'm not gonna lie, fellas, this is a lot firmer than I wanted. But at the end of the day, you're not going to be able to lower the car this much and have it drive like an absolute Rolls Royce, are you? So I think I'm wanting the best of both worlds, and unfortunately you're not going to really get that, are you? You're just going to have to deal with one or the other. A middle looking car and a bumpy ride, or you can have it on stilts and nice and smooth. Unfortunately, the arches are catching. I don't know what to do because I want it this low. I might just have to get my angle grinder out, you know, and chop some chunks off the car. Or I could just put the build stains back on. Right fellas, thanks for watching, and let us know what you would do with the coilovers. Like honestly, I might just chop and change, because honestly I reckon I could change the full suspension on the car in, I reckon I'd do it in 45 minutes, maybe even less. I'll leave a link as well below if you're interested in some of the coilovers. They're actually for a Corsa B, but they do fit a Nova, as you can see. But yet again, before I go, if anyone out there has an Escort Cosy shell for sale, drop us a message. I'll leave a link to my Instagram if your message is there, or there's an email address there. Email us, Instagram us, whatever you want. But like I always say, thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.